Next up is Projector.
So I run this company called Projector. So if you actually go and do presentations very often, a lot of you, like me, would carry all these cables. Just about last year, I was going and doing a presentation in San Francisco City. And usually what I do is I send an email saying, I'll come like 30 minutes early so that I can set up my presentation. More often than not, you end up having problems kind of either getting these wires connected to the screen or some resolution issues, or if your internet does not work, lots and lots of problems, right? So I had the same experience. So I went, it did not work. I called the people. 1 hour later, I kind of got my presentation working. And I kind of told myself that maybe this could be a problem that maybe just I have, right? And maybe not other people have the same problem. Then I kind of quickly started, how do I go? Well, that's the problem. Okay. So then, I went to Google's office. And this is Google's office in Mountain View. And you have, this conference room table, and you have all kinds of wires right there. So you could essentially connect your mobile phone, your Mac, your PC, and all kinds of things, right? It's still very messy for a company like Google, which is, very, very technologically advanced, and they have the money to buy the best of the equipment that's available. Then I said, maybe Google being a technology company, and they do a lot of debugging and things like that, that's probably the reason why this is. Let me see if in case I can go to like a school, right? So I went to Stanford. And then, so the second picture you essentially see is a picture that I took at one of their meeting rooms, where you had all these students kind of sitting there and lots of wires on the table, and half the time it doesn't work, and these kids are kind of complaining all the time. Then I said, maybe I should go to a Fortune 500 company, right? I mean, these are people who would have invested a lot of money in buying the latest and the greatest of technology. So this was General Motors. So I went there, nice table, but again, a lot of wires, right? And the last one is essentially how my office conference room essentially looks like. It's really, really bad, right? So I kind of said, can I make this very simple, right? So, wow. This one? Okay, cool. So I built this device, and the device is right here. So if any of you guys want to take a look at it, then I can show it to you. So it's a small little device that sits inside the conference room, and it allows you to connect from Mac, PC, Android, iPhone, Linux, any device that you have wirelessly. So you just bring any device, and this little device just tells you on the screen, connect to me, and then you just connect it over either a wireless, or if you're on the same network, it asks you just pair with me. So you put a 6-digit number and you quickly share. So it's really, really simple, right? So what we've essentially done is, typically a conference room, people kind of spend a lot of money. So the three real challenges when meeting takes place is, one essentially is, the getting the presentation set up, right? So, I mean, these wires and, you don't know what you need to press to kind of actually get everything going. And the second one is the guest Wi-Fi, right? So you walk in and you don't want to just go to the reception and ask them to give you a small sheet of paper, and then there's a password that's mentioned, and then you connect, and then you realize that, oh, my site does not open because it's blocked, and all kinds of nonsense, right? And the third one essentially is the video conferencing. And the real challenge here essentially is, you have these large companies like Cisco, Polycom. Some of these guys, they don't interoperate with anybody, right? So if you had a Cisco telepresence system, then you can only kind of actually call somebody from a Cisco telepresence system, but you can't do anything else. So we kind of said, we'll essentially build out a hub within the conference room, where you had this one little box that essentially sits there, and think about it as a Swiss Army knife for all your conference room needs, which allows you to kind of either connect wirelessly, give you guest Wi-Fi internet access, allows you to launch applications like Skype, WebEx, Polycom, any of these video conferencing systems, and it just works, right? So that's exactly what we've built now. So we launched sometime in December last year. So this is a complete US launch. Well, the team completely sits out of India, but everything else is US. So we've kind of actually sold to more than 500 plus unique customers today. And we're available in more than thousands of conference rooms. We are in MIT, Stanford, Princeton, large companies like General Motors. I mean, so basically the way this works is somebody buys one, and then they buy another two, then they buy another four. So we're slowly kind of selling more and more interesting things. And one of the things that we've also done is, even though this is a complete US-only launch, we ship from the US to the rest of the other countries. So from the US, we've shipped to about like 22 countries today. A lot of them kind of told me, don't launch in India. And we spent a lot of time kind of getting this right first. And today, what I wanted to talk about is, we're launching in India. This is so you could essentially go to the website. It's projector.com/unplugged. The price is $19,990, but we're selling this at $11,990 in India. So, so that's pretty much what we do. So, and if any of you guys are interested, please come by. I'll show you the device, and you should take a look at it. Thank you so much.
Great. So we got a first question over here.
Excellent product. I really like the way you presented it. One quick question. Have you also invested in the hardware, or is it like a third party that you're...
I can't hear.
Like, have you invested in the hardware as well? Like, I mean, do you make your own hardware? Or?
Yeah, that's right. So we have a design team in Bangalore that essentially does everything here, but we manufacture in China.
China, okay.
Do we have any more question? Yes, we do.
Are you planning to? So 98% of our sales comes through our own website in the US. We just started on Amazon.com. So what we've done is we're completely bootstrapped. So we've not raised any money. So what we do is we get people to pay us, and then 4 weeks later we ship to them. So that doesn't work very well in marketplace model. And it works very well for us because it's a profitable business. But I think over a period, what we kind of, so about a week ago, we got a small bunch of inventory in India. And we told a few of our friends. So slowly we started seeing people kind of actually buying this. So one of the things we want to kind of look at is look at more marketplace models, including Amazon in the US and Flipkart and Amazon in India. But I think there's a large channel as well in India, right? I mean, you have all these AV distributors and things like that. So we could even channel through them. But again, these are things that we're working on now for India.
You spoke about a very interesting customer base, actually. You've expanded into several countries, and most of the startups, like, they start really, really small, and you've expanded, like, in a lot of countries. How did you go about the marketing and sales process? Like, did you plan that many countries to begin with?
So your question was, what was the sales process?
Marketing and sales process.
I couldn't hear.
Marketing and sales process.
Yeah, so basically what I do is I go on things like reddit.com, and I just go on these websites where there are interesting conversations, and I keep starting, I kind of start commenting there. So and I say, hey, this is pretty interesting, and I put a link back to our website. So actually, we've not spent a single dollar on marketing so far. So everything is basically just comments and things like that. The only good thing that we did was I kind of ended up going to PC World and Mac World in the US, which is a publication. So we got them to kind of write an article, and it's very hard to get PR done in the US because, there are lots of people who spend a lot of money. So just this one article got us like, I think $15,000 in 6 hours. That was so that was the only piece of PR marketing that we essentially did. But otherwise, everything is very much going on the sites, putting up comments, linking back, getting somebody to build a nice website. They look at it and they say, this is something that I want to buy, and people just buy. So that's exactly what we've done.